Hello, this is Saturday's News. Thanks for joining us.
In this edition, autopsy report on Sandy Purell's death released, Aropa project boosts Bougainville's aspirations, and strengthening relations through sports.
An autopsy to establish the cause of death of late Sandy Purell was completed on Thursday, 29th May, and a report now before police to assist with their investigations as the suspects remain in police custody. Late Sandy sustained a bullet wound to her right shoulder, penetrating through the trachea, causing laceration, and bullet wounds to the lungs, leading to a collapse of the lungs.
Outlining the autopsy report was not an easy feat as the family gathered strength to reveal to the nation the injuries sustained from the bullet wound on Sunday, May 25, 2025. Spokesman De Kewanu presented the report yesterday in a media conference.
I just want the nation to know that the cause of death, as per the death certificate that was issued to us and the police, and that death certificate tells us, that's why we came today to tell the nation that cause of death. It's lacerated trachea, lung bullet wounds, and collapsed lungs due to penetrating bullet wound to the right shoulder, due to gunshot to the right shoulder at the back.
As outlined, the bullet hit her on her right shoulder, penetrated through, causing lacerations to the trachea or windpipe, further causing wounds to the lungs, and the collapse of the lungs as a result. Lungs collapse when air leaks into the space between the lung and the chest wall, and the air in this space prevents the lung from expanding. With this report now on hand, Kewanu is calling on the police to take ownership of the death and meet all expenses that has and will be incurred in this exercise.
And this is something was induced by the police force, induced to bring us into traumatize the family. And from today, we will make a appeal to the petition to the police and government, state, that we are not responsible. This is not our doing. This is some animal has carried out this, and we want the department to be responsible for all costs from the day late Sandy was taken off us, any associated cost. It's none of our doing. It cannot be borne by anybody else but the state.
The family is labeling this as an induced death caused by the police, and the police need to take responsibility of the death. The family is also disappointed that even after 6 days, there is a lack of presence by the police at the funeral venue and want police to reciprocate the good gesture they had demonstrated.
I haven't seen policemen. They've seen what we've acted. They've seen who we are. But I've never seen a policeman coming to the outcry. This is the fifth, sixth day of outcry. We've shown it. Reciprocal. I want reciprocal treatment for my family.
Sandy's body remains at the funeral home, and with the autopsy report now before police, investigations continue before appropriate charges can be laid on the person involved. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
Meantime, the family of late Sandy Purell are yet to come to terms with her death as shock and grief grapples the family. This is not the end they wanted. They invested in their daughter for 29 years, all gone in the blink of an eye, at the pull of a trigger from the hand of a trigger-happy policeman. Into the 6th day now, and they are now demanding police to come forward and provide some answers to what has happened.
Morata bus stop at Waigani in the nation's capital was business as usual on that fateful Sunday afternoon. Sandy and her husband, who had been married just a month ago, had returned from church and were waiting to board the next PMV home to Morata. Little did they know what was coming. A police vehicle approached hastily and everyone was taking cover, especially the informal sellers. As Sandy and her husband scrambled in the mad rush, Sandy fell and would never rise again to say even a final goodbye. Knowing that she died in the worst manner, her family are bombarded with unanswered questions.
For someone who was minding her own business on a Sunday, and for someone to just pull a trigger, what threat did she pose? What threat did the environment pose? What threat was around for someone to press a trigger? This we cannot take it.
On the 6th day, they are calling on the police hierarchy to come forward and provide an explanation.
So that is something that I can't live with, because I've raised her 9 years at my place to grow her, to groom her, to invest for an accounting degree, for a father and mother to invest in an accounting degree. In a matter of second, for some animal to come by and get out of us, it's unimaginable. We can take it, we can comprehend it, we can understand it. Someone has got to explain to us. This is serious.
Mr. Kewanu, on behalf of the family, condemned the killing in the strongest manner.
The relatives want, in the strongest term, want to condemn the way and the manner, which was, I would say, ruthless, which was gutless, reckless action by rogue and undisciplined policemen. This is the way family would have described it, because in the normal thinking, a normal human being in the right sense of mind would carry out such an act. We want justice. For the police hierarchy, these policemen, they have to go behind the bars. That's what the family wants to see.
On a more peaceful note, Kewanu has thanked the countless prayers and support offered to the family following her death. He attributed the peace and calm that has prevailed to these prayers and called for continued prayers from everyone.
We want to thank you for all your prayers from the moment Sandy's life was taken away from us. So that fateful day on Sunday until today, I just want to thank God for answering all our prayers, because God has been good.
The family is now banking on the established government systems to ensure justice is served. Ruth Rungala, TVWAN News.
Efforts to revitalize vital airport infrastructure throughout Papua New Guinea continues, this time to the autonomous region of Bougainville, with the launch of the Aropa Airport Upgrade Project yesterday. The launch marked more than the start of the construction work. It signaled the national government's commitment to the autonomous Bougainville government to continued collaboration in their journey of self-governance.
The groundbreaking for the Aropa Airport Upgrade Project took place yesterday, Friday, May 30, in the autonomous region of Bougainville. The project falls under Phase 2 of the Civil Aviation Development Investment Project, valued at 58.2 million kina. It is expected to be delivered in 2027.
Kilo government, the government long ABG, the leadership long all. Vision and direction comes from the top. All public servants, all workman, work long implemented.
The launch marked more than the start of construction work. It signaled the national government's commitment to the autonomous Bougainville government to continued collaboration in their journey for self-governance.
This or economic lifeline, roads, major infrastructures will happen. And by God's grace, before 2027, we would have some of the major infrastructures all developed and ready for us. Whatever the future holds, we will be ready. We're looking big billion-dollar industry, and we start this infrastructure and key infrastructure by TEP inside long this industry.
The people of Bougainville were challenged to develop strong work ethic and to allow for work to progress within the area allocated for the airport.
Me lang challenging you.
long area inside the airport, you let him lo government. You lose him lo government, so the government and by develop him, and by come up in this level work, long materialize him vote for you. You know vote nothing. We must make sure we secure our future through our development partners. Thank you, ADB. This marks the historical moment into the central Bougainville in aligning itself, collaborating with each other with the national government of Papua New Guinea.
Prime Minister James Marape assured the people of Bougainville that their aspirations for self-governance is not being pushed aside.
That's why we make him talk. As high as Mount William is, this la talk, we make him the Kokopo. As high as Mount William is, the aspirations of Bougainville as locked in through the referendum process will forever remain in time into the future. Who said, "Lo, you may be going to Rossi Mount William. You can go Rossi Mount William, lo. Papua New Guinea mainland or Nogat. Nogat, and stop it until kingdom come, correct? Until Jesus come. So this la talk to me, Sanabim. Vote, me give him opportunity, lo, you vote. You vote finish lo 2019, 97.7%, and me Senate finish, and me stop, never stop forever. Until Jesus comes back. As a reminder to the aspirations of Bougainville. But in between now and then, whenever we retired the full process of peace agreement in 2001, work must go yet.
The Aropa Airport project is among 5 major airports undertaking improvement under the KEDIP 2 program, facilitated by the national government and the Asian Development Bank. Maricela Kelaton, TV1 News.
The land where the Aropa Airport sits is a site where blood was shed during the Bougainville crisis. President Torama says a battle was fought for 6 days between PNG security forces and the Bougainville Revolutionary Army and ended in the early hours of the 7th day. President Torama says there is need for reconciliation between Papua New Guinea and Bougainville, proposing a traditional kai-kai for a later date.
This is a high-speed tree. High-speed tree, and even one last battle, one time security forces, now BRA. Me play holy inside the come inside Lodisla, and me last time me play 6 days. 6 days in a long, early morning long, 7th day, all I know you move out. This is a happy cat history. Bulutia, blood is thicker than water. You must look somewhere long, all mine, all line by you me fight here. That was their last battle. You know can swim head, but you got opportunity. Government me granting you inside long land act. You come inside now, you revisit him land act, but you got big opportunity. You may walk one time. Also, fight me play walk him here. All security force maybe. You may put him one time long, you may boom now, you may kike one time. Fight him some money now. Me play boom one time.
Stay with us. TV1 News continues when we come back. Thanks for staying with us. For 2 years, ethnic clashes in a remote Papua New Guinea community prevented health services, leaving families to battle the ever-present malaria and other sicknesses without aid. MAF flew to Yankisa village in Enga province after 2 years, delivering a health patrol from Kompiam Rural Hospital, restoring health services in places where roads cannot reach.
Due to ethnic clashes in Yankisa village in Enga province, health services have been denied for 2 years. Mission Aviation Fellowship flew to Yankisa, delivering a health patrol team from Kompiam Rural Hospital, restoring health services in a place where roads cannot reach. Doctor of the Kompiam Rural Hospital, Diane Yoko, and a team of 10, led by Diane, treated eager patients from the queue, targeting infections like malaria and typhoid, Many have died from the sicknesses.
Having any health services or health center or aid post being closed in a community is a very, very big thing. It's a vital service where it makes the difference between life and death. We've seen over the 2 days that we've been here about 100 to 150 patients and probably 30 to 35 cases of positive malaria, especially if children are vulnerable.
A nursing officer, Willie Piaki, who was stationed in Yankisa, was forced to flee from the violence in 2023, called MAF for rescue.
There was a fight here, and I left this place and went out to Combiam. After the fight, they destroyed this health setting. MAF really came here, and I was here. I was with a patient. I gave a call, and they responded to me, and they came. And then the pilot couldn't land because of the fight. Was they just fought in the airstrip. Because the pilot found it out to land. He just told me to walk from here to Yambai.
A Yankisa mother of two, Kayam Pakao, attended the clinic and shared her story with MAF. The hospital, a ministry of the Baptist Union of PNG, was not only the team to send workers. A group of pastors also joined the MAF patrol to engage with the community to prevent further violence in the future. Jasmine Erojak, TVWAN News.
Also, in the light of saving lives in the rural areas of Papua New Guinea, is Jamie Gudego, a health worker who has been a lifeline for the people of remote Oninabi in Western Province for 9 years. Jamie's impact spans more than 10 communities with over 1,500 people. A trained community health worker, church leader and father of 5, Jamie wears many hats, all in service to the people around him. Flown in and out by Mission Aviation Fellowship, with the assistance of an airstrip and air services by Mission Aviation Fellowship. Health services are provided. However, when the airstrip is unusable, Jamie walks 3 hours to the neighboring airstrip. Nomad River to collect supplies, often carries medicine back through jungle plants. MAF acknowledged Jamie for his work, stating that whether it's pulling teeth, delivering babies, trekking through mud for medicine, or bringing joy to the sick, Jamie's Gudego life is a testament to perseverance, humility, and deep love for his people. In the remote part of West Sepik Province is an isolated community, once trapped by poverty and inaccessibility, is now finding new hope through agriculture. With support from the EU Straight PNG program, the people of Maka are transforming their lives and securing a brighter future.
Tucked deep in the Vanimo Green River area of West Sepik Province lies Maka, a rural village long burdened by poor roads, market inaccessibility, and limited livelihood opportunities. For generations, Maka's potential was stifled by seclusion, but change has finally come. Sparked by the EU Straight PNG program, a major EU-funded initiative helping revive cocoa, vanilla, and aquaculture value chains across the Sepik region. The chairman of the Fugumi Cocoa Business Group, Joseph, remembers the struggles. He said that before they wanted to grow cocoa, but couldn't sell it. Life was hard and they struggled with school fees and even food. Now, through EU Straight support, Joseph and 40 other farmers planted over 4,000 pest-tolerant cocoa seedlings. They've also received tools, training, and materials to boost both quality and production. And the change doesn't end with cocoa. Joseph and his wife Damia are now successful fish farmers. Starting with 400 fingerlings, they've expanded to 3 ponds and share fish stock with neighbors. For Damia, who left school in grade 5 due to illness and lack of money, this new livelihood offers renewed hope, especially for their children, who now attend schools in Maka and Vanimo. Before, quality beans rotted in the fields. Today, thanks to a cocoa trade and depot facility, set up by the program in Vanimo, regular trucks transport produce and supplies in and out of Maka, connecting farmers to markets at last. And it's not just about tools and trade, it's about independence, resilience and vision. Sustainability is built in. The Cocoa Board now manages the community nursery, and the depot is overseen by West Sepik Investment Limited, ensuring these gains endure. From isolation to inspiration, Maka stands as a shining example of rural transformation, driven by community, supported by partnerships, and guided by hope. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
You're watching TV1 News. Sport is next. Stay tuned. Welcome back. A week-long sports diplomacy program in Port Moresby between PNG and USA ended yesterday, Friday, 30th May, with the final visit to Bomana Primary School outside Port Moresby. This sports program was hosted by U.S. Embassy in PNG in partnership with PNG Rugby Football League and Santos. The program started on May 24, 2025. The Sports Envoy program reached a range of audience, including schools, the PNG Hunters and the PNG Orchids. It highlighted how important sports is to PNG and the United States culture as PNG prepares to celebrate its 50th independence anniversary. Ambassador of United States to PNG, Marie Yastichok, said, "Sports diplomacy is one of the ways United States and PNG can strengthen their relationship and foster mutual understanding as sports brings people together."
It's a very important program for us. It brings communities together. It does teach younger people how to communicate. It teaches them leadership skills, and they're part of a community. And so, again, those are all skills that are really necessary both on and off the field. And so we hope that through this program, we're gearing up and training the next level of leaders within Papua New Guinea.
When appreciating the United States athletes Cheta Emba and Andrew Durutalo for their effort in carrying out the program, Ambassador Yastichok affirmed that this will not be the last time.
We will continue to apply for additional sports envoys through the Department of State, but they're in quite high demand around the world, and we were lucky to bring Cheta and Andrew here, especially focused on rugby during our 50th anniversary. But we will continue to try to bring more athletes in.
Emba and Durutalo involved in leadership workshops, school clinics and health discussions with schools and youths. Durutalo, who is also a Fijian playing professional rugby in the United States, said he has enjoyed the program and spoke positively of the initiative.
In Papua New Guinea, Rugby League really unites this country. I also have witnessed that firsthand, being one talk from Fiji. So, the sport of rugby union has done on that side. So it's great to be in a different country in the Pacific, and also seeing what Rugby League has done in this community and the national level, and obviously the unity of this country. So, yeah.
Meanwhile, Senior Vice President for PNG Stakeholder Management at Santos, Wayne Kasau, commended both Emba and Durutalo for the program. Kasau also spoke highly of the program and the lasting impact Sports Envoy program will leave in the hearts of those that had taken part in the program.
Your desire and willingness to visit local communities, at times on short notice this week in Port Moresby, and engage with youth, and especially the kids as young as 5, has been empowering and uplifting. This is sports diplomacy at its best, serving as a bridge between our people and our two countries.
Meanwhile, the PNG Rugby Football League Pathways and Performance Manager Tony Archer sees this Sports Envoy program as an opportunity to widen sports connections with other countries. The PNG Rugby Football League Pathway and Performance Manager Tony Archer was adamant on the importance of Sports Envoy program. Archer said PNG has traditionally been working with Australia in sports clinic and programs, but involving the United States in this Sports Envoy adds another dimension to PNG sports programs.
We traditionally take our people and our advice from Australia. This is different. We've been able to exercise a wider knowledge by connecting with the US Embassy, and 2 elite athletes from that country. That's provided us with another opportunity as we grow the game and grow the sport in this country.
Archer said the PNG RFL is focused on the NRL as the country prepares to enter the Australia's National Rugby League in 2028, but at the same time remain committed to open up on other aspects of the game. He appreciates the 2 American athletes in Ember and Durutalo for their efforts over the course of the week.
On behalf of the PNG RFL, firstly can I thank Andrew and Cheddar for what they've brought to us as opposed to what we've provided to them. My staff alone was able to benefit from a reverse engineering opportunity where they presented back to us and their story to us.
The American Rugby Union athletes Cheta Ember found herself intrigued being part of the program, where she visited schools and ran clinics, including visit to PNG Hunters and PNG Rugby at the Capital Rugby Union. Ember said she first met PNG athletes in Australia in the Super 7 series and was impressed with the way they played during the tournament. She urged PNG athletes and the aspiring athletes to remain committed to their respective sports because there are a lot of opportunities for them in sports.
There's so much on the horizon for the athletes here, and recognition of the opportunities that can come through sport and that connection, and bringing more eyes to what's going on in country and sharing that treasure is what comes to mind for me. It's been an incredible experience.
Ember believes her involvement in this Sports Envoy program would bring attention to different sporting codes and athletes in PNG. The PNG Rugby Football League extends its appreciation to the US Embassy and its sports diplomacy program. The PNG RFL also thanked De Santos for the partnership and those that were involved in the process. And that's it for sports. Jasmine Irujak provides us weather report.
This is a heavy rain and potential flood warning issued by Papua New Guinea National Weather Service for Western Province, Southern Highlands, Gulf of Papua, Bougainville, New Ireland and East New Britain. Potential heavy rains are expected over the mentioned warning areas within the next 12 to 24 hours, which can cause flash and riverine flooding. Landslides are expected over prone areas for the next 24 hours. All the residents of the mentioned communities are advised to take necessary precautions during the warning period.
And that ends the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Good night.